Well, let's get straight to it. What exactly is the microbiome?
The microbiome is the vast collection of microorganisms, mainly bacteria, but also viruses, fungi, and even archaea.
We hear a lot now about the gut-brain axis. Is our microbiome really in touch with the brain?
The cabling connecting the two is the vagus nerve, a bidirectional communication superhighway.
So restoring gut health might mean rebuilding the microbe population and re-establishing the right kind of dialogue with the brain.
Nutrition, lifestyle, and targeted interventions can support the microbial community and improve the vagus communication channel.
What are your top practical tips to help keep this microbial metropolis and the brain connection thriving?
I guess if you want to support both a healthy microbial population and the vagal information superhighway that links it to the brain, here are 5 recommendations.
Hello and welcome to another episode where we unpack the mysteries of modern medicine in a way that everyone can understand. I'm Tim, and joining me once again is Professor Owen Epstein, a pioneer in bringing gastroenterology to life. Today we're diving deep into something that's on everyone's radar lately, the microbiome. So welcome back, Prof.
Delighted to be here, Tim, and what a topic. The microbiome is truly one of the most exciting and fast-moving frontiers in both health and disease.
Well, let's get straight to it. What exactly is the microbiome?
The microbiome is the vast collection of microorganisms, mainly bacteria, but also viruses, fungi, and even archaea that live in and on our bodies. We have microbiomes on our skin, in our mouths, nose, lungs, and in the female reproductive tract. But by far the most diverse, densely populated, and metabolically active community lives in our large intestine or colon. To picture it, don't just imagine germs under a microscope. Picture a bustling, round-the-clock, multi-ethnic city like London, New York, or Paris, home to trillions of microbes, each with a job to do, digesting leftover food, producing vitamins, training the immune system, and even sending chemical messages to the brain.
Well, that's different from the way most of us grew up thinking about microbes. Aren't bacteria and viruses supposed to make us sick?
That's the paradox. We're conditioned to associate microbes with illness, like flu viruses or food poisoning bacteria. But in fact, most microbes in our microbiome are either neutral or beneficial. The trouble starts when this delicate balance is disrupted. And that's why many scientists now describe the microbiome as another organ, dynamic, essential, and deeply integrated into how our body functions.
Well, this fascinates me more by the minute. We hear a lot now about the gut-brain axis. Is our microbiome really in touch with the brain?
Absolutely. And in fact, this might be one of the most exciting frontiers of all. Think of it like this. The microbial metropolis of your gut isn't just running its own local economy. It has a direct hotline to City Hall, the brain. The cabling connecting the two is the vagus nerve, a bidirectional communication superhighway. Most people don't know, but about 80% of the signals going up the vagus go from the gut to the brain, not the other way around, which surprises many people. That means your microbes aren't just passengers, they're influencers.
Well, what kind of messages are they sending?
Well, they send updates on all sorts of things, how much inflammation is present, how well nutrients are being absorbed, even signals that influence mood, anxiety, and decision-making. And some of these bacteria produce neurotransmitters that are important, like serotonin, dopamine, and GABA, the very same brain chemicals that affect how we feel emotionally. So when the microbial community is thriving, it's like receiving a clear, positive, stabilizing news bulletin from the gut. But when the microbiome is in distress, the messages can become scrambled or toxic, and that can contribute to feelings of brain fog, low mood, fatigue, and even symptoms, those of anxiety or depression.
So mental health might, at least in part, have microbial roots.
Yes, that's the emerging understanding, although, of course, mood and mental health is much more complex than that, and it's multifactorial. But the gut microbiome is increasingly seen as a key player in the nervous system's emotional landscape.
Well, that really reframes everything. From digestion to mental well-being, the colonic microbiome engages in a constant conversation with the brain.
Exactly. When we talk about health and well-being, we're really talking about organ networks. And the microbiome is at the center of some of the most important ones, especially the gut-brain connection. So by supporting the diversity and stability of our gut microbes, we're not just improving digestion, we're helping regulate stress, mood, and the immune system, and altogether resilience.
I can now visualize the gut microbiome as a bustling, vibrant metropolis made up of trillions of microbial citizens. This population is biologically industrious and constantly working behind the scenes, recycling waste, producing essential nutrients, training the immune police force, and maintaining the plumbing and power systems of your gut.
Continue your creative imagery.
This ecosystem isn't isolated. It's directly connected to the brain via the vagus nerve, which acts like an intranet or information superhighway. Every moment messages flow between the two. And if the colon inhabitants are thriving, they clean the streets, actively trade and provide essential services, then the updates it sends to City Hall are reassuring. All systems stable, morale high, production is efficient. But if the microbiome population becomes unbalanced, maybe due to antibiotics or stress, excessive high-processed foods, or lack of fibre, the messages are prone to change.
Precisely, Tim. The health of this microbial metropolis doesn't just influence digestion, it shapes emotional climate, your well-being, and your immune competence. And just like any population, the microbiome requires healthy living quarters, good nutrition, and a stable communication network to function well. When the microbiome is balanced and the vagus nerve is tuned in, the gut and brain work harmoniously. But when the microbiome becomes disorganized or the communication lines via the vagus nerve breaks down, or both, the whole system can suffer. And that's when we begin to see the symptoms that puzzle doctors and frustrate patients, especially in functional disorders where the hardware looks fine, but the software is misfiring.
So restoring gut health might mean rebuilding the microbe population and re-establishing the right kind of dialogue with the brain.
Yep, exactly. Nutrition, lifestyle, and targeted interventions can support the microbial community and improve the vagus communication channel. And when that happens, everything from digestion to mood to immune defense can start to rebalance. It's a systems approach to whole body well-being.
Before we wrap up, Prof, what are your top practical tips to help keep this microbial metropolis and the brain connection thriving?
I guess if you want to support both a healthy microbial population and the vagal information superhighway that links it to the brain, here are 5 recommendations. First, start with what you feed the colon microbiome. A diverse plant-rich diet, fruits, vegetables, legumes, nuts, and whole grains. These provide the fiber that friendly microbes really enjoy. It's their fuel, and it keeps the city running smoothly. Second, bring in some friendly newcomers. Fermented foods like yogurt, kefir, sauerkraut, kimchi, and miso are full of living microbes that can take up residence. They enrich the ecosystem and support microbial diversity. Think of them as highly skilled immigrants joining the workforce, contributing their expertise to strengthen the community and strengthen the resilience. Third, make sure the lines of communication are clear and stable. You can do this by stimulating the vagus nerve every day with slow, deep breathing, things like humming, cold water exposure, singing, particularly in choirs, listening to quiet music, or simply getting a good night's sleep.
And fourth,
establish a rhythm of movement and rest. Regular physical activity powers the system, while good quality sleep allows time for cleanup, repair, and renewal. It's a bit like keeping the power grid balanced, active by day, restful at night, so that everything runs efficiently. And be careful not to accidentally damage the infrastructure. Unnecessary antibiotics can act like aerial bombs, wiping out whole populations of beneficial microbes. Use antibiotics only when truly needed. Similarly, diets heavy in ultra-processed food and chronic unmanaged stress can pollute the system and add fuel to these imbalances. So it's about nourishing, welcoming, tuning, regulating, and protecting. 5 core habits that help your gut city flourish, and by extension support your brain, your mood, your immunity, and hopefully your overall sense of well-being.
Well, that's a really helpful and practical checklist.
Yes, and this is supported by good quality scientific evidence.
Thank you, Professor Epstein, for giving us a glimpse of this extraordinary inner world.
My pleasure, Tim. If we listen to our microbial population and support our body's built-in communication networks, we open the door not to just better digestion, but to deeper, more resilient health.
And to our viewers and listeners, take care of your inner city. Keep the lines to City Hall open, and your whole body and mind will thank you. So until next time.